Someone's here and someone is writing comments and they're getting deleted. I wonder why. Chat disconnected. They're gonna try to reconnect me because YouTube is failing. That's why. All right. Okay, I'm having quite a shit show on my end here to just do a live. So hopefully this works. I came on a few minutes early because I gotta hear myself. There's quite a bit of echo going on. And I continue to say what's happening is very symbolic because my software keeps getting updated. Like all software, my live streaming software, my computer software, the Microsoft Edge, everything updates and then it shuts down and then I have to restart. And then all my settings are lost and I have to start from zero. I have to input all my settings. Sometimes I have to change them. It's very symbolic because I keep going through energetic upgrades and I can't catch a break, literally. So far, no echo. So far, no echo. Cross your fingers. So let's see. I did have my notes, but at this point, I don't even know if I wanna get my notes. Let me get my notes. I'll put my notes up and I'll expand this. And hello, welcome, thank you. Thank you for watching the shit show that happens to me every time I come on here. Thank you for your energy. Please like, please consider subscribing, and please consider sharing, and please consider commenting. And let's try to keep the comments civil. Yeah? That'd be nice. That'd be lovely. It'd be absolutely lovely if we kept the comments civil. So, why am I here? This is, I think, my fourth attempt to do this live. And I'm going to have to continue to check the sound for any echo. If you do come in and catch me live, please feel free to say hello. Feel free to ask me any questions that you want. I'm going to link the last ASMR video, the last ASMR video that I did in my Whispers of the Arabian Oracle YouTube channel. I'm going to link it. Either it'll be posted in the description, so check the description, or I might just link it straight up in the comments and pin it. That's now my other channel. If you don't know, I'm struggling with that channel after, sadly, I promoted a couple of videos on it and the promotions feature sunk my channel. So now that channel has a really difficult time pushing out content. The algorithm immediately suppresses it because I acquired quite a bit of bots as subscribers, and as you know, bots do not interact. So the algorithm sees my channel as garbage and doesn't push the content. But that last ASMR video, which was sort of Halloween themed, and it was the title of it was The Cross. I want to say it did fairly well, even though I used to get thousands upon thousands of views. Now I get, if I'm lucky, I get 100. And that got pushed quite a bit. So it got a lot of likes, it got a lot of views, it got a lot of comments. It even got me a few donations, believe it or not. And for that, I am always, always grateful. Grateful for your energy, grateful for your support, grateful for your donation, grateful for your view, grateful for your like, grateful. Now, I don't know how people see me. I know myself and I know what I am doing, but how people perceive me and what I am doing, that's up to them. I don't have any say in that. And although I truly, and I'm not here to poo-poo anyone, and I hope I'm clear on this. It seems I've touched upon the hearts or the heartstrings of the Christian folk, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. I don't discriminate against people based on their religion. including the religion that I escaped, that is now coming in the West hard. The Islamists have come into the West. They've taken, they've made quite the little deals with Western leaders, and there's quite the push for Islam. And I know this, and I know it, and I know that a lot of people deny it in the West who've never lived under this ideology, and they don't understand it and how it works. But I can see the push, and I still respect people from that religion, including, believe it or not, the extremists. I don't respect them out of fear. I respect them as human beings. That's the level of respect that I offer. And I offer the same level of respect to anyone who belongs to any major Abrahamic religion or any other religion or belief system. I do not discriminate against you. I have reached a level in my evolution where I treat you as I would like to be treated. I treat you at a soul level. And this is why I wanted to come on here today and talk to you, even though I do have my notes and I might reference them, but I'm not going to stick to them. I understand where it is we went wrong and where we continue to go wrong, I guess. And we're going to continue down the wrong path as a species for a while yet to come. We still have a few years ahead of us before more people awaken, before the truth is visible to more people, and we begin to change. We begin to, make a U-turn, perhaps, because the Civil West has fallen, or what was once known as the Civil West has very much fallen, and it's fallen on its knees, and it's taken a bow at this point. And sadly, there's an Arabic saying where I come from, and it's basically how can I translate it? When a bull falls, when a powerful creature falls, kitrit sakakinu. A lot of people take advantage of that beast falling, and they stab the beast. So there will be a lot of stabs yet to come to Western nations who were once, powerful, and we're still going to witness this. So what I have been witnessing, and what has shocked me since, I want to say, the day I came to Canada, is how horrible people were treating each other, and how horrible people were treating me. Not only that, but I allowed this horrible treatment. So I'm also here to blame. I'm not just blaming outside of me. I allowed people to treat me poorly. And that's truly the essence and the core of this live stream, of where it is humanity went wrong and how we can begin to fix this. So going back a little bit to where I started saying that I don't discriminate against anyone based on your religion, I am not turning to Christianity, although I do thank you for your donation and support, and I'm very humbled that I'm happy that I touched your heart and you felt the need to go donate to me. But I am not a Christian, and I'm not going down that path. And I'm sorry if that upsets you or disappoints you. I have reached a point where I am able to see truth in all religions. I am able to decipher and find the word of truth in every book, which is why I'm engrossed in the study. I read the Bible, I read the Torah, I read the Quran. I'm reading everything, and I've taken the bias, the lenses of hate, the lenses of judgment, I've taken them off, because I want to see where the commonality is and where we lost our way as a species and began to act out of bigotry, out of judgment, out of hatred, out of us versus them. So I am now treating people based on a soul level as human beings. I no longer see color and race and all of that, which at one point I did. And I no longer see religion. I will treat the woman who wears the headscarf that was pushed on me, the headscarf, the hijab, which was pushed on me, and there's a push in it right now in the West for it. I will treat her with respect. I will not judge her. I will not judge anyone, even if they judge me. That's on them. It's not on me. If you've judged me, if you've put me in a mold, that's on you. That's not on me. And that's where I want to say we lost our way. We started interacting with each other based on our assigned earthly roles. We started interacting with each other based on our assigned earthly roles, which we believed, rather than interacting with each other as human beings on a raw level, interacting with each other on a soul level. We forgot. We forgot. The doctor wore the lab coat that stripped away the doctor's empathy and compassion. Medicine turned into something that is all about money, that is all about profit, that is all about control, rather than what it started off as, which was about service, servicing, helping other people. Now you talk to a doctor, I don't have time, we have 5 minutes. 5 minutes, one problem at a time. One problem, I don't have time. This is doctor now. This is the medicine that you get now. You're treated like trash. You're treated like you're a burden on them. You are seen as a burden on them. The lawyer wore the suit, and then the suit that made him magnificent and a lawyer. And then he started, or she started, charging you for basic human advice, friendly legal advice. They will charge you ungodly amounts of money that the average human being can no longer afford. So you can navigate yourself in a justice system that is no longer a justice system. It's called a justice system, but in fact it serves the morally corrupt. That's what we have replaced justice with. We replaced it with a system that is failing. It's failing people who are victims. It's failing people who need justice. It's failed actually. It's not failing. It's already failed. We have reached a point in society where we have replaced love thy neighbor with hate thy neighbor. Report on thy neighbor. Evict thy neighbor. I live in a building, and it's very difficult for someone like me. I'm not just an empath, I'm like a super empath. I've always been extremely energy sensitive. Words written or spoken words, I feel the energy of these words. I live in a building which, believe me, I can't wait for the day that I no longer live in a building surrounded by people, that I have my own space for myself. But I went into the elevator the other day just to take the garbage down, and there was a sign plastered on the elevator, and it was such a horrendous, poorly written sign that is just spewed hatred, and we hate you, and we don't give a shit about you. We're going to take your money that you pay, the rent that you pay, and we're ready to evict you if you don't follow the rules in this place. It was such a distasteful sign that I quickly exited the elevator, and I have not taken the elevator since. And I spoke to the super in the building, and I told them the energy behind that sign is poison. I felt sick to my stomach. I've been sick for 2 days since I read that sign, because somebody did something, and now they take it out on everyone. And it's just horrible. Some people will see what I am saying as an overreaction, but it's not, because it's not just me anymore. I used to be in the minority, but a lot more people are waking up. A lot more people are beginning to become very sensitive to energy. A lot more people are they can see. We can see things that we didn't see before. We can feel things that went under our radar. We couldn't see them before. And soon enough, when we hit critical mass, we're going to demand change. Not from an ego point of view and threatening, like the sign that I read. No, but from a human and compassionate point of view. I live in a country, I live in Canada, that has taken in refugees from every war torn part of the world. When you've done so to this level, like mass immigration, like we're what's the term? We are busting at the seams from mass immigration at this point, and from people who have various traumas, all kinds of traumas and instability when it comes to home, when it comes to security about their home, to plaster a sign in a building that has taken in refugees that we're ready to throw you out of here if you don't follow our rules. How do you think people will react? And I'm one of them. I lived through 2 wars and a revolution. How do you think the traumatized individual will read that sign? You know, not everyone was born and raised in Canada in privilege, happy, not exposed to instability, not exposed to nothing. Nothing. Really nothing. I mean, the worst thing that happened in Canada that I can tell, outside of Cole Harbor, and there was a mass murder that happened in Nova Scotia in COVID, was COVID itself. That's the most instability that people have seen. So you bring in a lot of people who came from war-torn countries, and then you start bombarding them with messages that you're going to remove them from the place that they call now home if they don't follow, if they do this or if they don't do that. And I don't know, I just think that's a little bit irresponsible. Call me crazy. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy when you start threatening people with their livelihoods, when cancel culture becomes the norm. Do as we say, or we're going to destroy you. So that's people who are very engrossed in their roles. I'm a property manager, and these peasants have to listen to me. You know what I mean? And if they don't listen to me, I'm going to evict them because I'm powerful and I'm God. That's when we lost our way as a species. And God help us in Canada. We've lost our way. Boy, have we lost our way. When governments, back to the original rant of how we lost our way and we entered this collective mess that you now see in front of you, that we're trying to reverse, when governments forgot their roles and they began acting like gods. Good luck talking to anyone in a government position right now. Good luck even getting an appointment with anyone in a government position right now. Worst even, good luck interacting with them on social media. Good luck, especially Twitter. So we not only have governments that act like gods in the West. I'm not talking about the Middle East. Funny enough, it's funny to see what's happening in the West as authoritarianism is clamping, like it's just taken a hold in so many Western nations. And to witness the East, which I escaped because of the same authoritarianism, is now easing off. It's just funny to see this. It's hysterical, actually. And then people started treating governments as if they were gods. When people also replaced the big G, and I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm not a thumper of any kind. I don't necessarily enjoy using the term God. But for the sake of this conversation, when people replaced the big G word God with all kinds of little g's. Little g's: government, AI, the news, social media, Hollywood, celebrities, money, power, fame. All of these replaced God. People now worship the government. They worship money. Oh, no, no, money, you can't, don't cut my money off. No, no, I'll do whatever you want. I'll do this thing which I'm against it, but because I want some money, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm afraid of the government, so I'll put a mask on my face. Even though I think it's bullshit. I'll do it because I'm afraid. I'm afraid. We started replacing the big G with all the small G's. And if you don't believe in God, then just replace the term God with any saintly quality, which no longer exists, by the way, on this planet that I have seen, outside of a sphere of a very small group of human beings, which for the most part they've awakened, but people laugh at them, mock them, belittle them, or outright condemn them and attack them, which is something that I've seen here online on both my YouTube channels. I am mocked, I am laughed at, I am belittled, and I am outright attacked because I belong to that small sphere of human beings who have awakened and who have brought in saintly qualities, human qualities where we interact with each other based on a soul level. I don't care who you are. I will treat the king the same way that I treat the guy that is panhandling on the street. I will love you regardless what your status is. I will talk to you, whoever you are, the same way. If you're a doctor, I will talk to you the same way I talk to a lawyer, the same way that I talk to the garbage man, the same way that I talk to my friend, the same way that I talk to the super of the building. I wasn't always like this. But the awakening that I started going through has allowed me to become this. And I'm not going to stop this. I love humanity unconditionally, including those who treat me like absolute shit, including those who have hurt me even recently. I don't like what they did, but I still love them. I still value them as a human being. I still see their soul. I do. I do. Even though it might be hard for you to believe. And that's what we need to go back to. This is the way that we lost. This is what we lost. And this is what we need to find, retrieve, and embody again in order for, I guess, I don't know, to stop self-destructing on this planet. We lost our way when we began expecting the worst out of each other. You just expect the worst now out of people, which makes a lot of us bitter and resentful and judgmental. Oh, he's just going to do the same thing that other guy did to me. You know, you approach relationships and you approach people with a filter, with a barrier, with a wall. And they have to prove to you, they have to break through that wall to you. Because you're already biased. You've already put yourself behind the wall. You're not ready. You're done with human beings. Because you've judged everyone based on a few shitty encounters that have happened to you in the past. And that needs to end. And I'm here to tell you that that needs to end. It is not anyone's job to break your walls. It is your job to destroy those walls that you've created a prison. We've all created prisons for ourselves. And we lecture to people. That's the funny part. We lecture to people from our prisons. We think we're amazing. Welcome to Scorpio season, where the stinger comes out. Scorpio season, it's funny. I woke up the other day, and I had the energy of vengeance running through me, and I had to stop myself from acting on it. But that's another thing right now. If you want to extract vengeance on somebody, you need to check yourself. I know when I feel energies like this, that this is a collective energy, it's not mine. So you have to pay attention right now. If you feel like you want to, write a shitty review because somebody upset you or somebody did this, it doesn't matter how right you are. The fact that you feel the need to, that you want to engage in vengeance, big no no right now. You have to pump the brakes. Don't do it. Don't do it. Where was I? We began expecting the worst out of each other. When we began collectivizing, that's the other thing. Oh, this person is a Christian. This no, I know this, but this isn't a Muslim. No, no, it's the same. It's no different. This is a Trump supporter. Oh, it's the Democrats. It's a libtard. It's a liberal. Oh no, it's no different than painting people with a broad brush based on their race. Oh, this is a black person. Oh, this is a white. Right now, it's white people. White people now are taking the brunt of it all. And it's no different than the time period that we passed through as a species, where the racism was focused on people who were black or of a darker skin tone, where there was segregation, where all these horrible things, slavery, was being done. We have to understand that we need to stop collectivizing, regardless if it's a physical characteristic, if it is a intellectual characteristic, if it is a belief, if it is a political tribe. It doesn't matter. We have to stop painting certain groups of people with a brush, with one brush. The West, I can tell you this, was not based on this collectivizing. It's here now, and we've been in it for a good 10 years. Collectivism, this is the tool of authoritarian regimes, like the regime that I escaped, which is now, funny enough, is starting to treat people as individuals. While you guys in the West have thrown yourself into collectivism, communism. Every authoritarian regime in this world collectivizes groups of people and pits. After you fall into that trap of being a collectivist, or collectivist mentality, you start being pitted against another group. Oh, look, these are Trump supporters. These are libtards. Oh, fight with each other, hate each other. These people are all the same. Oh, these people are all the same. That is collectivism. And that is the tool, like I said, of authoritarian regimes. It is a tool of divisiveness. It is a tool that has been used against us by the powers that be, whatever they are, the news media, politicians, whatever you want to call them. You know, the people who like to classify and divide groups of people and pit them against one another, because that way they remain in control. While you're fighting with your neighbor and reporting on your neighbor because he had 5 people over for Christmas during COVID. All right? We don't see that we're being controlled. We don't see that way because we pledged our allegiance to the group of people who are controlling us. I guess you can think of it as a, what's the term? There was a syndrome. Oh my God. Where, where you pledge allegiance to your jailer and you befriend them. What's the term of that syndrome? What's the name of that syndrome? Oh my God, it's at the tip of my tongue. Stockholm syndrome. We've definitely fallen victim to that. So we forgot that we are individuals. You are an individual. Even if you belong to this group of people who think like you remain your own. You're not just a template. You're not an NPC. You're your own. You have your own thoughts. You have your own beliefs. You have your own moral compass. Don't let someone change who you are. Don't let that happen. We are at the periphery of great split. Each will have to choose his, her own timeline, so let's choose carefully. I think we've been in the split for a while now, Tam. We've been in it for a while, honey. So we are individual souls. You are an individual. Your individual soul who came onto this earth to manifest your soul's purpose, your soul's desire. Even if you think like a whole bunch of people who belong to your political tribe or your religious tribe or whatever tribe it is that you've decided you belong to, and you hate the other tribe which doesn't think like you, your dreams, your desires are different from your friends. And they probably have different desires than you, you know, if you're allowed to share them with them, if you're not being openly mocked because your desires don't fall into the collectivist mainstream mindset. We all have our passions, that spark, that little thing that sparks life inside of you, that sets you aside and makes you different from the other person. That spark, that's why you came here, and that's who you are, and that's what you need to be focused on. And right now, it's the battle for your soul. People are trying to put out that spark in a lot of us. They're trying to unignite your flame. Don't let that happen. There is a song, it's called, I guess it goes, This Little Light of Mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And I wrote in my Substack an entry, and the picture in it was a boy holding a lantern. I think it was in China. And he's literally in the middle of a swamp. And he's got nothing on him, just flip-flops and a hat and his little lantern. And he's looking at this lantern with so much love, and it's like he has the entire world in his hands because he has this lantern. It's his light and it's his. And I guess that's the message right now that I'm trying to get at. You need to find that light inside of you, and you need to start fueling it. And you need to start fueling it with love, not with hatred. Yeah. And you need to start individualizing yourself if you've allowed yourself to become part of a collective. And you've allowed yourself to be boxed in. You need to start setting yourself free. No one can do that for you but you. Anyhow, we are individual souls. The only thing that has happened to us is that we came here and we got placed into a mold. You have to be placed into a mold to play in this world on Earth. You know, when I've made this comparison before, when you play a video game, you have to play a certain character. You might have a few choices of characters, but you're still a character. And that's the mold that we have been placed into to play in this planet. And it makes us forget. We forget who we are. Because when you look in the mirror, you see the mold. You don't see your soul. This world is designed and it is oriented to keep you looking away, outside of yourself, chasing everything outside of yourself. And what COVID did to us when this entire world shut down is it allowed some of us to turn within and to start looking within, because nothing was available anymore outside of us. Everything was not allowed. So when everything wasn't allowed, we did what was allowed, which is look within. Usually looking within, no one has the time for. No one even knows what that is. People will laugh at you. People will find excuses to not look within. But you need to look within the mold that you see in the mirror and that you believe is you. You need to find who you are. You need to find your individualism. You're not the character that is playing right now in this world. You need it. I'm not telling you you don't need it. You need this body. You need everything in this world. But you are not just that. And that's where we have forgotten. And that's the great remembering, if you may. It's not the great awakening, it's the great remembering. We lost our way when love became conditional. I grew up in a family and in a country and in a part of the world where love was extremely conditional. And I believe I see it here too. You know, if this is why I don't know about where you live, but I live in a part of Canada where I think divorce rates are upwards of 80%. And that's because people don't know how to love each other anymore without having conditions met. We don't see the value in one another if we don't please each other. When you have a child, I grew up, if I stepped outside the boundaries that my parents had for me and the society had for me, which were extremely strict and they were very gender based, I was immediately threatened with being disowned, and I was treated like less than trash. I was treated worse than you would treat an animal. And if I complied with the rules and I was an obedient child, they gave me some love. And that's where the majority of the world lost its path, including sensual love, love that you feel towards the opposite sex or the same sex, friendship love, family love, community. We expect other people not to, I guess, you know, to follow. They have to be obedient to the way we want them to be in order for us to give them our love, because that is what we were taught. Don't upset me and I will love you. If you upset me, if you smoke, I'm against smoking. And I am in a relationship, I'm just making up a scenario, I'm not. I'm not in a relationship with anyone, with a man who wants to smoke, and because I pressure him and I judge him on smoking, he has to smoke behind my back. So if I see him smoking, or if I smell the smell of smoking on him, it's a burden now. It's become, a stipulation in the relationship. You can't smoke if you want to be with me. Well, what the fuck is it to you if that person smokes or not? It's not even your body. You can have your own boundaries. They can't smoke in your home. They can't smoke around your kids. Sure. But ultimately, you have no control and you have no right to exert control over that human being. That is a false expectation. That is too much. That is conditional love. That's just a small example. For me, I had to go to medical school to continue to be able to live in peace at home with my family. If I didn't go to medical school and I had chosen something else, all hell I would have been thrown out. If I didn't follow societal norms and I kept getting arrested by the religious police because it was such an oppressive and gender apartheid society that hated women, my parents could not see my point of view. They disowned me. They completely disowned me. I don't exist anymore. If you go to my family and tell them Iman, they will say, we don't know who, we don't have an Iman. There's no Iman here. There was never an Iman here. Why? Because I went against the society. I went against the religion that they believe in. That is conditional love. I'm not telling you love people who hurt you, but keep your distance from them and still respect who they are as a soul. Still love them. Still have enough humanity in you to treat them with enough dignity, even if they don't fit the criteria that you have for yourself and for the people that you call friends or for the people that you call lovers. They don't need to become your enemies. We've normalized hatred and we've limited love. Hatred, it's become an epidemic in this world. Actually, not only that, hatred has become a virtue. Trump hate? If you don't hate Trump, good luck to you. The country that I live in, that's the standard. That's the standard now. Oh, I hate him. I hate Trump. Ugh. That when you do this, what I just did, oh, people, that's an amazing human being. Look at that. They hate Trump. They're on the right. I like them. I like them. Can you imagine this? Hate has become a virtue. If you are on a specific side of the political spectrum right now, or the religious spectrum, if you announce that you hate people who are Jewish and you condemn the state of Israel, you will be seen as virtuous. You will gain cookie points right now. Not with everyone, but with a good chunk of society. And this is how I tell you Canada has just gone, we've derailed. We've derailed so much because we have like leaders right now who openly endorse hatred, who portray hatred as a virtue. Yeah, this is where we are right now. The other thing we did that helped us or made us lose our way and our path as a species is truth has become obscured with centuries upon centuries of lies. Truth has become such a taboo right now that if you dare speak the truth, you will be I said it, you will be laughed at, you will be mocked, you will be belittled, or you will be right out attacked for speaking the truth. In many shapes and forms, we have allowed Dharma, which is true religion, which is the duty that we all come here on this planet to do. Dharma, we've allowed it to become corrupt. And that phrase, before I deleted my Facebook, I put it on Facebook. It's a quote from Krishna, which is humanity begins to awaken when Dharma gets corrupted. And the definition of Dharma, there's many definitions, but some people see it as religion. That can be a definition. People started laughing at me. They put the laughing emoji underneath my post, and that's when I knew that social media in general is not for me, and it's not for people like me, which is sad, because social media is probably one of the easiest ways to reach humans, but it's also one of the easiest ways to crap all over humans, to threaten humans, to laugh at people, and to allow your ego to play. Social media is a very lovely playground for the ego. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. And I realized I was a little bit dramatic, and I realized that I was a little bit animated, but I'm always animated. And that's what I wanted to come on here and talk to you about today. I wanted to talk about where humanity went wrong from the downloads that I've been receiving and from my own awakening process, and from my own reading and studying, and from my own observation, and how we can correct where humanity went wrong. I've pretty much listed it. They were in bullet form in my document, my notes, but I expanded upon them here. Essentially, we forgot who we are and we started playing with the roles that we believe that we are. And because of that, we've lost our souls, we've lost our humanity, and we've replaced true religion, true dharma, with all these silly things like money, politics, religion that is man-made, and government. We've gotten, we've gotten ourselves in a little bit of a conundrum. And I do apologize for using profanity. I might have to go back and bleep those words out. We'll see, because I do believe YouTube limits the reach when you use those words. Organized religion is the greatest opium created for those who avoid inner work. Yes, organized religion. And going back to the lovely gentleman who donated money to me, thank you. You know who you are. And I unfortunately am not a Christian. I don't know if I believe in Jesus or not. It doesn't really matter, because I see the symbolism and I understand the symbolism, and I see Jesus as an archetype. It doesn't matter what I believe. What I believe doesn't matter. What you believe doesn't matter. We need to see each other at a soul level, regardless of our beliefs. Regardless of our beliefs. We have to go back to this point. We were at this point at some point many, probably thousands of years ago, before all this nonsense began. And this nonsense that we are in does not serve us. It serves a small group of people who have been in power forever, because we have lost our way. That's it. I see the truth in all religions. All religions have an element of truth to them, even though they have been corrupted by man. And that is the study that I am in. This is why I read the Bible. This is why I read the Quran, as ugly as it is. This is why I need to do this, because the truth is in every religion. The truth is in every culture. The truth is in every tribe. The truth is in every human being. So all you have to do is tune yourself. Tune yourself to the frequency of the truth. And like I said, Jesus, even though I don't believe in him as an actual individual, I do believe in Jesus as an archetype. And that is the archetype or the consciousness that I am embodying. I'm not telling you I'm Jesus. I'm not saying that. But I am also embodying the divine feminine. I'm also embodying a lot of archetypes that have saintly features, because this world needs more saintly features to be embodied by us and infused into this world. Love, forgiveness, compassion, empathy, limitless, without any limitation. You love. When Jesus was being crucified, he cried and he said, what did he say? Forgive them, because they don't know. They don't know what it is they do. And what he was talking about was the fact that the majority of humanity remains unconscious. They remain lost in these little roles that we believe that we're here to play. And you're not. You're limiting yourself in this coat that you've worn. Oh, I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer. You are not. You are not. That's but a very, very small, limiting, egotistical infused roll. It serves no one. It serves no one. All right, I'm done with my lecture. Done, done, done. Done, done, done. But I did decide to come on here because I looked and I realized that it's almost like 10 days since my last live stream. So, decided to come on here with my dirty glasses, which I can't get cleaned. So if you have any questions, let me know. And I will post my last ASMR video back on. So thank you for everyone who's here. If you have any questions, type them before I leave. And I'll see you back again soon. Maybe I'll do a live stream on Sunday. We'll see. I'll try to keep on this channel because surprisingly, this channel is growing. Well, at least it's heading in the right direction. It's not, massively growing or exploding or anything, but it is heading in the right direction, which is more than I can say about my other channel. So let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I shall leave you. And is today Friday? No, tomorrow's Friday. Today's Thursday. Any questions? Any questions for me? I don't know. I might leave the title of this live, and I will probably also leave the screenshot or the thumbnail. All right. Doesn't seem like anyone has questions. Thank you so much for watching. I truly, truly do appreciate you. And I appreciate your donations. And I appreciate everything you have to say. I used to get really upset when people would give me advice or would crap all over me. I don't feel as upset anymore, thankfully, which signifies to me that I have grown. That I have grown. And I can treat people with respect and with dignity, even if they can't offer me the same. All right, my lovelies. Thank you so much. The light in me bows down to the light within you. Namaste.